Hi guys, நான் உங்க லில்லி. எல்லாரும் எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? நல்லா இருப்பீங்க நம்புறேன். After a long time we are back with Must Hate the Playboy chapter 8. Before starting the story, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Now we'll get into the chapter 8, the match of Must Hate the Playboy. James' point of view, cautious. Yes, I have to be cautious now that Zach is back. That should be my top priority. After a few minutes of contemplating on what happened a while ago, I couldn't think of anything other than being alert and be wary. I have to brace myself on what will happen at the summer here in Hampton. Was he here to stay for good or just spend the time in summer? Damn, I couldn't read him anymore. I'd know the guy all my life, and this was the first time I wasn't able to see right through him. But one thing is for sure, he was here for something. The timing was so precise. Of all the time he could show up, he chose the right place at the right time. When everyone was going so well, or not? Tori, shit. What now? After everything we have been through together, will those things be put into waste? Does she still love him? Fuck. Should I even ask for the question? It was obvious. For fuck's sake. Victoria Page wasn't nearly over Zach. She still forever be attached to him without a proper closure to their relationship. And Zach better be here for that or not. If not, I don't know. I would come this far to let go. I had invested a lot of things for these feelings, and giving up would not even be an option for me. My best friend, my rival. At the end, who would it be? You had your chance, Zach. You should have used it when you still had the time. The time you had wasted, now you came back and act as if nothing happened? Ready, Gregory. I was out of my contemplation when my captain called my attention. Never been this ready in a polo match. Peter, I eagerly said as I put on my fingerless gloves and secured it in a place. Good. Fight hard. He tapped my shoulder and left. I know I shouldn't treat this game as a competition between me and Zach, but every time I thought of Tori, I couldn't help myself but strive to be better. I have to admit that his presence was a threat to me. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't be like this to my pal, but then what else should I possibly do? I made the promise to Tori that day she was broken, and I wanted to prove to her that I wasn't the type to break the pact. And also I wanted to prove to her that I was different, that I will not abandon her no matter what. Long ago, the old selfless James, I wanted Victoria Page, and I will do everything to have her. I lightened the saddle to my horse before I hopped on. A loud siren rang, signaling the start of the match. One by one, the players, together with their horses, started to gallop their way out of the stable. This is it. Let the game begin. I aided my horse to the center, and much to my luck, Zach did the same. We are now facing each other. Competition indeed. Ready, Lucas? He asked with a sly grin. This made me chuckle. I prefer the word prepared, Anderson. He nodded, and that was the time the game started. It was a smooth start with a good defensive and offensive tactics. Both teams were having a hard time scoring. Minutes has passed with both teams scored nothing. Everyone was getting anxious, so when the game was about to end, That was the time that the geese started to heat up the next level. Everyone was being flustered and aggressive, so when I finally got the right of way over the ball, I was so hyped and taking the moment to take the shot. I want the shot to be sure one, so that we have the advantage. But then, much to my disappointment, Zach came in out of nowhere and hooked my mallet. I lost control over the ball. I looked at him and he gave me a smirk. You should have taken care of that ball while it was still yours, he commented. I was taken aback by this. His words spoke 1,000 meanings. So what now? Are you trying to steal it away from me? Isn't this what this game was all about? He countered. He turned his back away from me and took the line of the ball. I was just overthinking, or was he really talking about the game? There was only one way to find out. I followed him and bumped him away from the line of the ball. He lost the control over the ball and it was taken away from him. When he turned to me, that was the time that I said, "You should have continued cantering. It was just a light bump, not enough to make you stop. You shouldn't have let someone like me make you lose your control over that ball." Have it your way, James. You know I can easily take control of the ball any time I want. He smirked. Seriously? If we're not in the middle of the game, I had grabbed him and talked sense into him. What was that all about? Now I was positive that we are not talking about the ball anymore. Knowing Zach, he likes to tell a tale metaphorically. You should have grabbed it when you still had the chance so that you wouldn't have to steal it away from me. But this is a game, James. I have no choice but to abide with the rules. Get the ball, he told me without a hint of malice. Maybe Zach, sensing that I was being indifferent about this game, from the looks that he gave me, it was as if he doesn't understand the last statement that I told him. Maybe I was just overthinking things. Maybe I was just making this game too personal for us. Zach had the right of way again. Now he totally had the control over it. But I will not let him win this game so easily. Even if this was just a charity game, everyone still deserved to see a good game. So I galloped towards him. I tried to hook the mallet, but it didn't work. Give it up, Gregory. If you'll try to steal this ball away from me, you'll get hurt, he laughed. Zach had the upper hand now. He was totally in the control of the ball, but I was close to him. I couldn't still take that away from me. Not on my watch, Anderson. I will not let you win this game as easy as that, I countered. I was so close to him, close enough to bump his horse for a good defense strategy. My teammates were nowhere to be found. I couldn't blame them. They were no match with Zach when it comes to trotting. He was fast horse racer. Give up, James. You had no chance. I got this now. If you try to bump me, you'll seriously get hurt. I'm going to take the shot now. But I was being stubborn. I know that in the situation I was in right now, Zach had the advantage. He was so close to the goal and the pacing of his horse was on right track, while me on the other hand I was trying too hard to keep up with his pace. So what happened next didn't really surprise me. As I was about to bump him, I lost control over my horse and I was out of my balance. I fell out my third time since I started. First two was when I was still a child. So this was basically and probably my first time to fall out of a horse in my experienced level. I watched Zach to take the shot as I take the fall. It was a down straight success. The siren rang, signaling the end of the game. A loud clap from the crowd was heard, and his teammates were starting to raise their mallets up for the great victory. A score of 1-0. To sum it up, it was a good game for everyone, but as of me, it was a Laudy defense. It was a 2-1 defeat. Zach might be really talking about the ball, but as what I had perceived about his word, it spoke differently to me. It definitely hit straight home. He may not be telling them directly, but I felt it. Despite all the warnings he had thrown over me, I still acted stupidly and go on for my hunch, even though I was perfectly aware that in the end I would get hurt. Was Zach really in control of this game right now? No, the question should be, was this a game for me? Was this a game for him? I was about to stand up, but then I immediately felt the pain in my attempts to move my legs. Damn it. James, are you alright? I looked up, and there I saw the girl I was longing for, looking all worried. Tori, I acknowledged her presence. Immediately knelt down beside me and eyed me. Are you injured? Does it hurt? Her panicked expressions was enough for me to calm myself down. Suddenly everything seems right again. James, all right there. As I looked up, I realized that everyone was also there. Nathan, River, my teammates, and even that girl, Chole. They were all surrounding me. I'm fine, it's nothing serious. I tried to stand up, but then another jolting pain hit me. Shit, I cursed in response to pain. James, paramedics are coming, just relax, okay? Tori put her hand on my shoulder. I looked at it and grabbed it with my other hand. Thank you, I said as I squeezed her hand in gratitude. She replied me with a smile. That smile! It was enough for me to go on, to let myself hurt just to see her smile like that every day. It was definitely worth it. Hey James, are you alright, man? I turned my attention to the owner of the voice. It was Zach, standing in front of me. Yes, nothing serious, I guess, I replied. I saw him eyed something to my left hand, and I followed his line of sight. There I realized that I was still holding Tori's hand. I wasn't sure if I will let go of her hand now that Zach was obviously looking at it. But then I decided not to. I turned my attention back to him, and there I saw him looking at me with a smile. I'll see you at the infirmary later. I'll just put your horse back to the stable, he told me, and then much to surprised, he looked at Tori and said, Take care of him, I'll drop by later. He left us with a grin. Zach's attitude at the moment was so composed, no hint of smugs or hatred. It was sincere, too genuine that it looked crazy. What was all that about Zach? I glanced at Tori's direction to see her reaction about this, and what I saw made me felt piercing pain in me. Her smile was gone. She was looking at her intimate hand, obviously confused and bothered. Zach? I perfectly know that she was thinking about him. I don't want to let go of her hand, but I had the urge to do so. I felt the need to untangle it, and so that's what I did. She looked at me with worried and surprised expression written all over her face. Maybe she was wondering as to why I let go. You wanted to let go, Tori? You are just too nice to do so. I'm fine, Tori, I'm fine, I convinced her. Of course, that was a big fat lie because I know deep inside I wasn't. Zach defeated me not just in this polo match, he also crushed my chance with Tori without even trying to give fight. He was indeed in the control of everything. Oh god. Yeah, guys, this is the end of the chapter. We'll meet in the next chapter and another video. Stay tuned, subscribe the channel and like the video. Bye. Take care.